Episode 16. Facing Jacob. Yes, I'm Bobby. Bobby neither retreated nor gave way. Instead, he faced off against Jacob. This sight shocked many other students gathered there. When did Bobby gain this much confidence? And did he get his orange belt? Tom and company thought, as they finally realized Bobby's change. Even Jessica, who was standing next to Parker, was stunned. Just a useless piece of trash, using outside help to break through. These people are especially vulnerable. Peter said disdainfully. Maybe. Jessica answered. Bobby, you are stronger than I imagined. No wonder you could beat up my brother. Jacob praised Bobby as he stopped 2 steps away from him. Stop praising me. You're here to take revenge for your brother, I presume. Bobby faintly smiled. Yes, Jacob swiftly continued. Although my brother is a useless piece of trash, he is still my brother. Tom's face turned ugly as Jacob spoke. This brother of his had not given him enough respect to face anyone. Jacob continued. You are younger than I, and have just been given your orange belt. So, I won't bully you. If you can stand after my first 10 moves, I will let you off the hook. Bobby was a bit surprised by how Jacob acted. Tom's brother was not as arrogant as he had imagined. The two faced off on a piece of spare land on the martial arts field. Jacob's aura suddenly became cold, and his 4 limbs started to bend like a poisonous snake. 13 changes of the poisonous snake. Some of the students knew the history of the skill. As Jacob's opponent, Bobby felt a strange chill. While both brothers had learned 13 changes of the poisonous snake, Jacob had mastered more of it than Tom. Second change of the poisonous snake. Jacob struck like a snake towards Bobby's head. Bobby only felt a swift burst of air coming towards his head. The opponent's speed and power was double that of Tom. It was good that his left eye could still see the route of Jacob's attack, so he put up a fist to block. Pah! Bobby threw off Jacob with his punch, but he felt that the opponent's body was like butter. Jacob twisted on the ground, and then used explosive speed and power to charge back towards Bobby. No wonder he is ranked in the top 5 here, Bobby thought to himself as he saw Jacob aggress once more. Pa pa pa. Bobby had a solemn look on his face as he faced off against Jacob. In this small amount of time, he had almost lost many times. Bobby was very calm. Once he used his left eye, his reaction speed and vision increased dramatically, so it would not be any challenge for him. Of course, without using his left eye, Bobby's reaction speed had already surpassed other students of the same rank. At the beginning, Bobby was under great pressure. However, as the fight continued, he honed his experience and battle prowess in this fight against Jacob. The two shadows fought together on the field. The two of them both used close battle skills, and the speed they fought at was extremely fast. Bobby's strength is stronger than I imagined. It has already been 5 moves. A few of the other students felt that this was unbelievable. He has improved insanely fast. Jessica watched the two of them go at it in awe. Not far away, Tom kept wiping the sweat off of his forehead. He thought that with his brother's strength, he would only need 2 or 3 moves to take Bobby down. But he had unexpectedly improved so much. And soon, it was the 6th move. Grip attack at the poisonous snake. Jacob's movements became like the sea. They churned, jumped, and wrapped around Bobby. As the 4th change began, Jacob's damage increased dramatically. Bobby felt the pressure increase, and remembered that Tom had only learned the first 3 forms of the 13 changes of the poisonous snake. Jacob, however, had learned the first 7 changes. Every successive change was harder to learn, but the damage would likewise increase dramatically. Bobby felt as if his opponent had no bones, and that he was getting closer and closer to finishing him off. Bobby, on instinct, used the lightly floating fairy to pull away from Jacob. Close combat was the forte of the 13 changes of the poisonous snake. and even Angry Dragon Fist was difficult to use against it. Ting, ting. Bobby, in terms of speed, was absolutely faster than Jacob. But the 8th move, the 9th move, the 10th move, the two shadows split apart as the students who were watching held their breath. You have won. Jacob looked deeply at Bobby and said, seeming helpless. He then turned around and left, leaving a crowd of shocked students behind. Thank you for going easy, Bobby said, as he smiled faintly. He did not use all of his strength in this fight, especially his left eye. He also did not use lightly floating fairy or the parallel air technique to their highest potential. He had 2 reasons for this. First, he wanted to see how strong he was without the use of his left eye. Second, he wanted to leave some hidden cards for the family sparring contest. The result was very obvious. When he restrained himself from using these things, he was on par with Jacob. Obviously, Bobby could not confirm if Jacob had left some hidden moves either, as the two of them had only exchanged 10 blows. When did he get so strong? A few of those who were familiar with Bobby now stared at him with their eyes open. Tom was even more exaggerated. He opened his mouth like a wooden chicken. Big brother, if you cannot beat him in 10 moves, you can still beat him up for me, Tom said as he caught up to Jacob. You better give up. Even if there are no restrictions, I cannot beat him either. The speed is too fast for me, Jacob said as he shook his head. Tom knew that his brother did not lie. It wasn't his attitude. He won. Jessica's body turned rigid as she gave a complicated look at the boy not far away. To her, Bobby now seemed especially handsome, taller than ever before at this point. This kid actually has a few tricks, Peter said, looking on coldly. But he only fought against Jacob for 10 moves. Well, Jacob has already lost to me long ago, he added. Jessica let out a breath as she heard Peter's words. She did not understand why she was so afraid of Bobby becoming strong. The stronger he became, the more conflicted she felt. After the sparring match, the field resumed to its original state. This was because it was nearing noon, and the powerful martial artist that had been invited would be giving his lecture soon. Master Jackie is here, someone from the crowd shouted, as there was a sudden surge of excitement all around. Bobby followed everyone's gazes and saw a tall, muscular man slowly walk into the martial arts field. He secretly opened his left eye and saw that there was a faint yellow glow emitting from his blood. His inner strength was pushed every time he let out a breath, creating an invisible but formidable pressure. Why did powerful people have a different aura and create invisible pressure? Bobby now understood a bit by looking at Master Jackie. Every step Master Jackie took, and every glance he made, created pressure. This aura belonged to only the strongest martial artists. So strong, one of the students said, as the entire crowd had expressions of awe and fear. Just like Bobby, everyone's eyes were on him, because they wanted to be a great martial artist like him. However, Bobby's goal was not limited to this. His goal was martial master, those that had the 7th rank, or higher, and even the rumored, holy martial arts master. Today, I'm going to talk about how the skills for students of the 3rd rank or lower should be used. I will also be talking about my experience of inner strength. Master Jackie's voice was deep, but not loud. However, even those that were a few hundred meters away could hear him clearly. After hearing experiences of inner strength, Peter, Sarah, and Bobby all felt their eyes brighten.